Welcome to Apex Telecom. We also known as Asapat Telecom. So what we do is we provide telecommunication services with respect to training and consultancy services. We've also provide managed services where you are an operator and then you need the support of a telecom engineer to come and assist you in areas of integration, configurations, performance management, planning, statistic generation, or any other thing that may help the business to grow. So we specialize in areas, basically the CS core and then the PS core parts, a circuit switch and then the packet switch network. So we also available if you want our services to train your staff or the engineers in these areas. We are also available to give you the required support. So Apex and Asapat Telecom services has been around for a while now. So we've been providing services across many countries, Asia and the likes. So depending on what kind of service that you want, we are available to give it to you. So basically this online session or online program that we are going to start doing is something that will help us to send message across to our viewers as well. Kindly subscribe onto Apex Telecoms or Asapat Telecoms on YouTube channel. You see all our training sessions there, and I bet you will not regret going to our channel. We've done some few trainings on the channel that is helping many people, especially in the telecom area. The whole idea of this project that we want to start now is to give training to people who want to go into the telecom sector and then practice what they've learned in school. So if you are somebody who has done electrical engineering, electronics engineering, you qualify to be a telecom engineer. You've done computer engineering, you qualify also to be a telecom engineer. You've done some serious IT technology, you can also divert into a telecom sector as well. The telecom industry is actually going on different phases every year. So it's one of the markets that we always encourage students or engineering students to go into and then practice what they've learned in school. So if you are in school or you're in the university now and you are thinking of where to put your practice into, I recommend you to go into the telecom industry, because it is one of the industries that is booming in the market these days. Talking about telecom industry, what we are saying is that telecom industry is big. So we have some core areas or some key areas that when you specialize in these areas, you can find yourself working in one of these telecom operators, whether in your country or outside your country. Telecom is big. We have specific areas. We have the areas for voice calls, then we have the areas for data calls. Okay, when they say voice calls is basically what's called a CS core part. And that is what part of our training that we'll be giving henceforth. PS core is packet switch, and that is also another area that we'll be talking about in our training program. Packet switch is where you have most of these technologies booming in the market these days. Talking about TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and the likes. So all these services are services which are helping the operators to amass a lot of revenue, because people go there a lot, and this functions or form part of the packet switch network. So it's an area that we have few engineers in the market who have this knowledge. So if you want to go into telecommunication, I'll urge you that if you want to go into a core, you go into packet switch, which is the technology that is booming the market these days. The other areas that we can also talk about are performance management, where you can pick statistics and then you know the performance of the network, whether you are making enough revenue or you are not making enough revenue. Is the performance guys who will be able to tell you that, okay, you are making enough revenue or not. So we have that area which is also key that you can specialize on. And then we have areas like the RF planning, the radio, the RAN, radio access network. We are talking of the RAN network. RAN with respect to 2G network, 3G network, and then 4G, 5G network. So that is also another key area that you can specialize yourself after school, after doing all those engineering course programs. The other thing too you can also specialize is project management with respect to telecom. So with this knowledge, you can help the engineers on the ground to come up with various projects on time, so that the business can grow. You can have projects that you do with vendors like Huawei, Ericsson, ZTE, Alcatel, and the likes. So all these vendors are key partners that collaborate with these telecom operators in order for them to deploy all these kind of services that we see today. We also have services like IMS. Okay, IMS, that's it's just like voice over IP. Okay, but it's like voice over data network. So all these areas account to having a good knowledge in the telecom industry. So Apex or Asapat Telecoms, we are here to take you through some key modules in the telecom industry that we know is going to help you as you listening to us on this channel. So kindly subscribe onto Apex Telecoms. Apex is APEX, and then Asapat is ASAPAT. So we urge each viewer, you don't just listen, but you subscribe onto our channel, so that whenever we put in a new training, you can actually get the training and to help you. So we'll be taking you through series of modules in our course program entitled GSM and Data Technology. GSM and Data Technology. So we have basically some modules. The main key modules are 5 modules. We have the first module that I'll be talking about. It's on GSM system overview. So GSM system overview, you get to know the various components of the GSM network. Talking about HLR, MSC, SGSM, we're talking about all those components, MSS server, all those components that form the GSM network. We'll be talking about them, their functions and all that. And then when we finish, we'll be talking under module 2 about packet core network with respect to 2G and 3G network. And then we'll be talking again on packet core network or that's module 3 on 4G, and then we will now go to module 4, talk about 5G technology. So 5G technology, we will talk about the two types that we have. We have the non-standalone and then the standalone. So we're talking about these two 5G networks, and from there we will talk about VAS, that's value added services. So you get to know about what forms VAS. You know, sometimes if you watch your TV, you'll be hearing about short code number 222, subscribe onto our service, you dial 222 or send this blah 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 to this short code, and then you will get the result on your phone. Sometimes too, you also use voicemail server, voicemail services that these telecom services provide to us. We can also talk about SMS. SMS also is part of the VAS services. SMS gateway. Okay, the gateway is whereby you have other partners or companies using your SMS server to the SMS gateway. So you have various services, the USSD service, the IVR, inter-voice IVR services, USSD and all that. So all these things forms part of the VAS area. So we'll be talking about it. And then from there we move on to SS7 signaling. SS7 signaling is basically the fundamentals of our GSM data technology. So basically the SS7 signal is what carries all the messages from one area to another area, or from one node to another node. So we will deep dive into SS7 signaling. We know the fundamentals of SS7, what it entails, what protocols are in SS7 signaling, and then we'll